you. Hello all, welcome to our video. In this video, I'll be covering all about the unit of child and adolescence development. Like the name says, this unit will be covering all about the developmental stages of an individual that undertakes from an infant stage to an adolescent stage, along with covering about the developmental stages that an individual undergoes from infant to an adolescence. The unit will be also covering about the developmental issues that can take place while considering the real life scenarios. So this unit can provide the student with the comprehensive understanding of how a child and adolescent grows and change throughout their life. So some of the developmental domains that will be covered in this unit include cognitive, moral, motor development, linguistic development, emotional development, and social development of a child and adolescents. So the theoretical perspectives that will be covered in this unit are that the examination of various psychological theories will be done to explain the developmental milestone along with the challenges that an individual can undergo in their life. So the developmental disorders, like I said in the very beginning, that the unit will be covering about the developmental disorders. So developmental disorders like ADHD and ASD will be covered in this unit. So real world application will be done through the assessment in this unit. So for example, you will be given a case and you need to identify that which developmental disorder can be there in the child, and you will be needed to provide the solutions or what should be done in order to cure that disorder. So students in this unit will be expected to engage with the scientific evidence that they will be needed to inquire about the evidence from scientific papers and not just gray research studies that are not quality enough to provide and to analyze that case that will be provided in your assessments. So the assessment tasks you may encounter in this unit, you may encounter assessments such as policy briefs or written reports that will require your critical analysis skill, and you'll be able to analyze the real world issues through a psychological lens. You'll be able to analyze that real world issue by studying about the child and adolescent's developmental stages. With that, you need to adhere to the guidelines that are provided to you in the each assessment under this unit. Now we shall be covering about the assessments that are in this unit. So the first assessment that will be there in this unit will be typically all about the online quizzes, often comprising a series of quizzes, quiz 1 and quiz 2, that will contribute to a total percentage of 20%. So the entire unit, these quizzes will attribute to just 20% of your entire unit. So the format is typically by online multiple choice questions. The weightage, like I said, is 20% of the total grade, though this can vary trimester by trimester. So the content of these quizzes will be in such a way that they will be analyzing and assessing your understanding on child and adolescence development, covering topics such as cognitive, motor, moral, emotional, and biological development of a child and adolescence. So this will be all about the assessment 1. In the assessment 2, it will be a policy brief and written report that will be majorly focused on advocating for reform regarding a specific issue in child or adolescent development. In this assessment, you will be provided a case study and you need to analyze that which developmental issue is there in the child, like cognitive developmental issue or moral developmental issue or motor developmental issue, and then you need to write a reform for curing that issue. So the weightage of this assessment too is 40%. The key components of this assessment is that you will act, the purpose of this assessment is that you will be acting as a researcher tasked with addressing real world developmental problems, and the goal of this assessment is to provide evidence based recommendations in the form of a program, policy, or an initiative. The structure may change, and you need to understand the assessment guidelines for that. That in what structure are they asking the report to be delivered to the professor? The background is that the entire report needs to be focused on contemporary scientific research, avoiding the secondary sources. The proposed initiative, you need to provide a detailed description of the policy or of a program that you are recommending as a reform or an initiative to cure the developmental issue that you have addressed in the case that is being provided to you. So the evaluation of this assessment will be based on the structure that you have adhered to while writing the report, also on the quality of the reform or the policy initiative that you have recommended in the report. You need to highlight its strengths, limitations, and recommendations for improvement, that what can else be done in order to fasten the growth of the child that is highlighted in the case study. So some of the requirements that can help you in fetching more marks is that you will be using contemporary, high quality, peer reviewed literature, while grey literature like government reports may be used for specific sections. It is generally not accepted for the primary evidence background section. So you should not be including the government reports in your primary evidence or background section. You can use it in the background section or literature section, but you should not be included in that in the evidence section, because that evidence is not yours, but it is already collected by the government. Citations must be accurate. Also, you need to adhere to all the guidelines with the citations and the referencing in order to avoid any kind of penalty. So, in order to understand what can exactly come under the assessment 2, I'll be taking an example here of the task summary along with the template that needs to be adhered to while you do your assessment 2. So you can see in the task summary that you are asked to play the role of a researcher that has been already funded by external stakeholders, not for profit organizations or government organizations. And you need to analyze a problem. Along with that, you need to provide evidence-based reform for in curing that problem that is faced by the child in the case study. So in this particular task summary, the case study represents the adverse effects of youth incarceration on the emotional and the cognitive development of First Nation children and adolescents in Victoria. So the problem exactly in this case study is that the Victorian government has grown increasingly alarmed at the ongoing rates of youth incarceration faced by the First Nation young people. Incarceration places young people at an increased rate risk of negative impacts of health and mental well-being, as well as social and educational outcomes over the course of their lives. So this is the exact problem that is your case study. You need to analyze this. So you need to analyze the adverse impacts of incarceration on the First Nation children, young people. You should be knowing that what are the emotional and the cognitive developmental issues that can be faced by these children due to incarceration. So you need to choose to focus on emotional, cognitive, or both. You can go beyond the content that is covered in this unit. There are some emotional outcomes like depression, anxiety, or stress, and cognitive outcomes like memory or learning that are covered in this unit that might be relevant to this topic. So you can understand from this that a case study was related to incarceration and First Nation young people. Then it is your job to identify that which topics that are covered in this unit can be related to this topic before writing the essay or the summary report that needs to be delivered to your professor. So you should be very clear about the unit outcomes along with the topics that have been covered in this unit before you write this report. So you must have understand by this time that the population of interest in this case study is First Nation young people that are living in Australia. So First Nation young people, before we could dive into the what should be writing in the report, we need to understand the meaning of First Nation. It refers to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are the first people of Australia. So this is your target audience for your report. So now let's understand what exactly will be coming under this report. What is the template that needs to be followed? So the sections that should be included in this report are: first is the background. That should be approx 800 words, and you will be highlighting the emotional cognitive outcome that can be occur in this situation. So now we have understood what will come under the background section, that you need to write down all the complications that can occur in the First Nation people of Australia due to incarnation. But there are some steps that you need to remember, that you need to have proper peer reviewed articles. That will be your evidence for the background section. So you need to collect the peer reviewed articles that are focused on this topic before you write the background section. Also, you need to critically synthesize the literature and just not discuss the findings from different literature papers. You need to critically synthesize them, analyze them, and then write your background so that it can be shown that you have read or a lot of papers before you have written your background in your report. So now comes the second section, that is the implication section. The implication section is about 300 words in total. So the purpose of this section is that you need to provide the implications on the issue that you are highlighting in your report. So for example, if necessary actions are not taken, if the incarnation issue is not dealt with in the First Nation people, what will happen in the broader community of Australia in future? What steps should the government be taking to intervene in this issue and to cure this issue, to stop the incarnation in the First Nation young people? So implication section highlights the overall discussion on this issue and what should be the reform or initiatives that need to be taken so that the adverse impacts cannot be distributed on a broader community at large. So by being specific, the section should include whether short-term or long-term impacts of broader community or government resources if the government do not take the action. So the last section is the recommendation section, that is the 500 words, and the purpose of this section is to provide two recommendations or more than two recommendations for addressing the problem and to stop the adverse impact that can flow from the one section of the society to the broader community. So this is the entire report that should be covered in the assessment too. This is the structure that needs to be followed in order to get good marks, for you to get pass with good marks in this unit. So now comes the assessment 3 that comes under this unit, which is also a report in which you will be given a case vignette, and you will be required to submit a case vignette written response or exam. You will be expected to apply developmental theories to analyze specific child or adolescent scenarios, often requiring you to perform case formulation or address specific development issues. So in this, you will be analyzing the case vignette that will be provided to you while keeping in mind the theoretical frameworks that you have learned all along this unit. You will be applying that and you will be addressing the developmental issues that are highlighted in the case. So this assessment 3 also covers 40% weightage. This task is often structured as an end of unit assessment or an exam. So the content is like you'll be providing the short description or short descriptions of individuals, and you'll be asked them to evaluate their progress using concepts, theories, and developmental frameworks covered throughout the unit that can be cognitive, emotional, and social development. So you need to apply. So it can be seen in the previous years that the scenarios that are provided in the case vignette is ask the students to apply the skill and the theory of 5 Ps in order to analyze the case and then to formulate a evidence-based argument on it. So on the screen, you'll be seeing 10 questions. Generally in this exam, the student is provided with 20 questions to provide an evidence-based argument related to the case. So some of the case is what is the presenting problem that the family and young people is seeking help for. How many parenting styles influence the young person's development? How may Paget's theory of cognitive development explain the young person's development? What precipitating factor has led to the problem? So all these questions are need to be answered, and you can only answer these questions when you are aware of the precipitating factor theory, DSM-5 criteria. So all of these concept needs to be learned very effectively before you can answer these questions. Also, you need to analyze the case that has been provided to you effectively by writing the answers to these questions. So, assessment 3 is generally an open book test, and you will be provided with the assessment question before the end of unit assessment period. Like I said, there are 20 questions in total, and each of these 20 questions holds up 2 marks each, and you will have 90 minutes, that is 1.5 hours, to complete the assessment. So some of the key strategies to get good marks in this assessment is, like I said, you need to understand the 5 P's framework because it has been seen in the past that this case study often requires the student to apply the 5 P framework. You need to integrate the theory and the practice. You need to collect evidence from peer-reviewed articles for answering these questions. You need to analyze the vignette carefully. You need to analyze the case carefully, read the case carefully, understand what the adolescent or the child is going through, what are the parenting styles that have been adopted by his parents, what is the society, is society impacting the young and the adolescents in the case study or not. Review past resources. So you need to review all the units, all the case studies, all the lecture notes that you have studied in this unit for answering these questions. Also practice short answer technique because every question holds only 2 marks. So you need to be very brief, concise, and also descriptive. So you need to practice how to do so that you can score good marks in this assessment. So like I said, there are 3 assessments. This is a quick recap. So there are 3 assessments in this unit. First assessment is online quiz that holds 20% weightage. Next second assessment is a brief report that will be a policy reform report in which you will be provided with a case, and you need to give a policy framework or an initiative that can be used to avoid the developmental issues or to cure the developmental issues in the child. Third is assessment 3 also holds 40% weightage. In this, you will be provided with the vignette case study. You need to analyze that case study. You need to apply the 5 P's framework. You need to apply all the frameworks that you have learned in your unit, and then provide with a written report. That can also be in the form of an exam, which will hold 20 questions total. So this was it for this unit. If you have any query related to this unit or any unit of psychology, you can comment down in the comments. I'll be happy to help. Thank you so much.